Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Meg and this is Skylark Beauty. So, believe it or not, I had a full oh, and that was Jerry who was just here. Believe it or not, I had a full face of makeup on just now that I really liked. Ooh, and I didn't take it off very well. And I just got inspired to use the new California Love Colourpop palette to do an orangish eye look because I don't really experiment too much with the color orange with my eyes. I'm not very adventurous. So I thought that I would debut this little guy on my channel as well as incorporate some of my favorite product that I've been delving into lately. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I mentioned this in the previous video. This is the Do You Fresh Glow Luminous Face Primer from Too Faced. Looks like this. I'm just going to pump some of that out like this. This is how I like to do any of my complexion products, is put them on in little bits with my finger. And I'll just take a little complexion brush and rub that in. And I just don't feel like getting my fingers dirty today, so I'm just going to use a brush. This is just a BH Studio face brush. It doesn't have a name or a number on it because it came in a collection. And if my mic's doing this like thing, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's been doing that. It's brand new. It shouldn't be doing that. Now, the next product I'm super excited about because it is brand spanking new and it is something that I mentioned in my last video, and it is the Born to Glow foundation from NYX. It's their Naturally Radiant foundation. Now, I find this to be actually really full coverage, and I don't even use that much of it, and you get 1.01 fluid ounces, which is more than the usual foundation, so I'm very impressed with that. So it's just like a little squeeze tube, so I just squeeze some out, and as you can see, I'm not using that much. It would be the equivalent, I think, of maybe to like 1.5 full pumps if there was a pump on this. And then I make sure to clean off around the cap so it doesn't get gunked up and stuff. And I'm just going to use the same face brush to buff it into my skin. So as you can see, you get pretty much medium to full coverage with this bad boy. It's covering up any discoloration I have. And it just blends in seamlessly. And I think a lot of it has to do with the primer too. If you put a nice glowy primer, luminous primer on underneath, I think that really helps lay it down as well. So you can still see the flush of my natural cheek color going on. So it's not full coverage, but I would say it's high medium, and you can build it to full. But I'm going to class later and I don't want to look too beat up, so I'm just going to keep it at this level of coverage. But trust me, you can build it up to full coverage if you really want to. Now we're going to go on to contouring. No, I won't speed it up because I have a new concealer, or concealers rather, that I want to mix because I have not mixed them before and I have a feeling they're going to mix well. So that's all I do for my cream contouring. They discontinued that product, so I'm not going to list it, but it's my favorite contouring product. It was a illuminating stick, which is the farthest thing from what it actually is, but it was from NYX, and it was one of their Born to, or illuminate, Bright Idea illuminating sticks in the shade Topaz Tan, and it was just perfect for contouring. And as you can see, it's not too dark, but it's not too, and it's not too warm. It was just perfect, and now it's gone. Two things I wanted to show were my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer, Medium Sand, and then the Catrice Light Beige Concealer. I want to mix these two. Here's my reasoning. This is very nice and almost like a serum concealer, the Catrice, but it doesn't give me the coverage that I want. And this gives me the coverage I want, but it's a little too drying and gets cakey. So I'm going to see if I can mix these two together and see if I can get the desired glowy look that I'm going for. So I think I'm just going to put the Catrice on first and just do maybe my 3 lines, go down my nose. Also, I find that with the e.l.f. concealer, you can't really let it set. You can't really let it hang out on your face. You want to start blending it in immediately because it is so thick and drying. But the Catrice can just hang out for a while. It doesn't dry that quickly. So now we're going to take that e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in medium sand, and we're going to just plop that. All right, so we are concealed, it looks like. So let's go in with the concealer brush. Let me find one. And I just kind of pat and gently push it in slash smear it a little bit. So it's like pat and smear, because I really don't like sponges. I just don't. I really don't. And so I use brushes for absolutely everything, and I think that they work just as well, and I don't think they soak up as much product. All right, so let's see how it works under eye mixed together. So what I do is I start at the bottom and brush that out to make it seamless, okay? Just do a little bit of work at the bottom to make it seamless, work it into the face. And then go in and literally just pat, 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 push the concealer in, and almost like you would with a beauty blender, and then kind of guide it along the sides of the nose, but push it in up towards the eye, because then you don't lose the coverage. So push, push, push. Don't push it into your eyeball, but push, push, push. Swipe down the nose, give it that contour, and then you have the coverage that you want. So I have the brightening that I want, and I actually really like that coverage. So I like that combo. I will keep that in mind. So I'm just going to do the rest of my routine, and I will put it on fast forward up until the eyes. We are ready to move on to the eyes. So as I stated before, we're going to break into this California Love palette from Colourpop. It's their newest palette. Actually, they have a couple that they've come out with, but it is very much orange, bronze, summer glow feel, and I'm here for it. But my goal and intention today is to use this bright, scary looking orange to me, and try and make something of it. So let's do that. I'm going to take a bit, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. My guess is that this little guy flew away with one in his, Jerry, come on, man. Flew away with one of the brushes in his mouth. But anyway, I'm gonna go in here with Gnarly, this kind of surprisingly orange, people say orange so differently, orange-ish color that looks kind of like it would be a bone color, but it actually pulls a little more orange than you'd think, right? All right, now let's go in with our transition. We're gonna go in with Sequoia, which is that bright orange right there. I don't know what to expect with this, guys. Oh, hey. It's not that bad. I wasn't sure how it was going to translate on the lid, whether it was going to be really intense yellow. It's a lot darker than I thought it would be, than it looks in the pan. You know, this could actually double up as a really good fall palette. Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. All right, so that's Sequoia blended out as like a transition-y sort of shade. And I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker shade in what I would call my fake crease, which is like right underneath where the transition starts. So I'm gonna go in with Laguna right here. And I'm just going to, Jerry, come on, man. Run that along the bottom of that transition. The bottom of that transition. Yeah, I'm getting like really pumpkin vibes from this. So go along the bottom of the transition. Jerry, no, no, no. So we're just deepening up that fake crease, I guess you could call it. And I'm trying to keep this pulling as orange as possible. I think that's a success. So now we're gonna deepen up the outer edges. Let's go with Gold Rush, this kind of terracotta color right here. I'm just gonna take Gold Rush. It has tiny little flecks of gold in it, which is kind of cute. Cute name, cute color, pretty color. You see that? Ooh, that's very pretty. Ooh, I'm getting like sunset vibes here. I'm also getting pumpkin spice vibes here, but coffee is always on my mind. Okay, so you can see the difference here between deepened side and the non-deepened side. So let's go over here. And the fallout isn't bad, folks. The fallout is not bad. There's not much kickback. High blendability. Easy blendability. These are a pleasure to work with. It's always easier to do one eye, don't you think? I guess it's whichever one that goes with your corresponding hand. Like I'm left-handed, so the left eye is always the easiest. Okay, so deepen that up. So I think I'm going to take a flat shader brush and I'm going to go in with, we're keeping it orange, Crazy color right here. It's kind of like a copper, but it leans more on the orange side than some of the other shimmers in the palette do. Ooh. Whoa, you can see that. You can definitely see that. That is not for the faint of heart, let me tell you. All right, so I'm gonna take that in the middle third of my eye, bring it up to about where that fake crease that I started is. Pat, pat, pat. This is a loose, glittery type of formula. So pat, pat, pat. You can see it compared to this eye. I'm going to do that on the other eye now. Pat, pat, pat. I've given up on keeping Jerry off the ring light, so if you hear him scuttling above you, I apologize, but it's just impossible when he's out. Put him back in his cage, you say? I would love to, but it's a very difficult task once he's out to catch the little bugger, so you have to use tactics. So I did the middle third of my eye with that really pretty bronze Surfrider color. I'm going to wipe that off on a towel, and then I'm going to go in with Cruisin', this duochrome. It's a peach yellow gold duochrome. You do get some kickback from it. Ooh. With the orange, that pulls really yellow. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. See how yellow that pulls? Huh. I swear. He tries my patience. Yes. It's like fire. Fire. Crossfire. You guys remember that? Good times in the 90s. All right, so that's what we're working with. I'm going to smudge a tiny bit of Laguna under my eye because everybody gets on your case if you don't do anything to your under eye. So I put a little bit of Laguna under there. Got a hair in my lip gloss. Okay, so this is the final look. It's the final eye look. I really like it. I have like sunset vibes, Malibu vibes, like the bottle of rum. I don't drink that frequently, I promise. But anyway, I get vibes like that from it. It's definitely a summer look, I think. And if I had like a cute little yellowish, you know, sundress with daisies on it or something, I would rock that, but I don't. So I'm just gonna rock my t-shirt to class. I really like the palette. I like the different textures. There is a glitter on it, but it is a little chunky, which makes me a little wary about putting it near my eyes because I don't want to scratch my eyes. I already wear contacts and they're sensitive, so the last thing I want to do is scratch at my eyeball with some glitter from Colourpop. So I probably won't use that one, just like I don't like the glitter in the Sweet Talk palette. I don't like glitter in it. I'm going to be honest. I don't like either glitter in there. But besides that, the other shades are incredible. They are so creamy, very easy to blend, not much kickback, not much fallout. I didn't even have to wipe under my eyes. And so, as you can see, it's a pretty solid palette and it can give you those golden vibes that you're going for, those golden orange vibes. The look I had on earlier that I took off prior to this video was a very neutral brown look with it, and that works too. So it's versatile. You can use it for many different occasions, scenarios, ways, what have you. So I hope you enjoyed my review of it. I can do swatches if you'd like in the next video, but I really like the palette and I would definitely say it's worth the money. Hopefully this was helpful and you enjoyed getting ready with me. If you got ready with me too, that's great. I'd love it if you liked and subscribed and became a member of the flock with Jerry and I will see you in our next video. Thanks. Bye.